right to left, an equal tap, and Lewis, who hadn't won many, won a slap fest right there between him and Miles Taylor. And the Colonels get first crack into the corner to Lewis from Cozy. Down to the baseline to Stutz, working on Taylor, banking it off the back of the backboard and in. And a nice play by Stutz as they went low right to Eric for his first two.
Nice little baby hook that time, was able to go off the glass. No chance of blocking that shot.
Scored 41 times in a row, 41 games. They get it inside to Oldham. Over the D down on the baseline. He was at the goal. We're tied at 2. D. Oldham averaging 12.4 the last 5 games. After he started the first 18 games at a 5.8 clip, it's upped his average to 7.2 for the year. Darius Johnson, he's from Jackson, Tennessee, just south of Martin. He goes baseline, doubled, finds Stutz. They reach at it, and Stutz with a power scoops it up and in despite a bat on the ball. 4-2. All Stutz for Eastern.
Triple penetration set that up. Taylor had to leave Stutz alone.
So we've had high scoring so far. Newell out on the wing to their best shooter, Smith. Way off at a shot. Miles Taylor batted at it into the corner over Stutz. And running it down is Cozy for Eastern. Flip it corner to Lewis. Trifecta long. And a good tap by Stutz to get out of the hands of Taylor, but goes into the hands of Justin Childs. And Martin will come forecourt to Newell. To Taylor, driving in, lower that big shoulder, and you can't stop a listed 250 pounds when he has a head of steam like that, tied at 4.
Great job by Taylor. He caught the pass, immediately made his move, never let Stutz get his feet set.
Now Eastern works it left side high to Cozy, the leading scorer on the year, third in the Valley. Up to Stutz, who's had both inside field goals. Got it down low to Terrius, and he drew the foul as he twisted to the middle of the lane on Terrence Smith. Smith's found out of one game. That came at Austin P.
Bound as well.
Terrius played at Liberty Technology Magnet in Jackson, then Three Rivers Community. 5 for EKU. With a record of 14-7. I've got enough confidence in Terrius. He hits them both. We can mention that kind of stat and not worry about the old broadcaster jinx. 2 in, Colonels by 2. Newell high left at the hash on a chest pass to Smith. Smith gives it over to Newell, the cousin of the great Lester Hudson, and the ball hit on the sidelines on a dribble team. Colonels open 2 of 3 from the field, plus 2 of 2 from the foul line. Martin opens 2 of 3 as well. In the weave, Walden first touch. Crosses to Stutz. Great assist. Number 61 for Walden, 204th of his career. Stutz feeding early. He has 6, and the Colonels have an 8-4 lead.
Even better by Walden because he dropped the ball, caught it on his hip.
Down the lane goes Smith. Contact, I believe, on Walden. Stutz trying to arrive to help in the paint. Darnell Spann with the correct call. And I know that the other coaches are putting their best bait on the hook to the officials, saying, watch Corey Walden. One more for Smith. This is a good foul shooting team in Martin at over 72%. And they got them both.
Full court pressure, Greg.
They were 28-34 last year in a win over Eastern in Martin. Across the timeline against that full court zone, back and away pressure. 8-6 Eastern. Cozy works his way right into the corner to Lewis. He's missed their only shot of 3. Beat it right out of the lane. Stutz. High archer into the corner. Near side to Johnson. Ball tipped away and a turnover on Terrius. His 14th of the year. He hadn't made many. Long 3 for the lead. Rattles in on a deep 3 by Marshawn Newell, their worst shooter in the starting lineup at our first lead switch. Only shoots 24.3% from 3. They are in a zone shun into the lane to Terrius. Fan at right corner. Walden extra share up high right to Stutz. One dribble back to Lewis. 17 still on the shot clock. Skip past near side Cozy. Back it away. Back to Corey. Corey Walden rifles a pass intended for Lewis. Good anticipation. Childs step in front and steal it. Up forecourt to Oldham. Oldham back to Childs. Childs gets a moving screen from Taylor. Crossover loses Stutz. And then great hands on the defensive reach by Lewis.
Should have been an easy lay-in, but Childs got that ball knocked off his foot out of bounds.
Again, the zone pressure, 2-2-1, full court extended. Lewis runs it down the near sidelines to forecourt. 4 minutes in, 9-8 UTM. Top of the key, Johnson pump fakes, goes deep near side corner. Walden bounce down low to TJ triple team. Back to Corey. 3 ball for the lead. No good. Rebound, jump ball. Possession arrow belongs to Martin. They'll have the ball when we return.
Sweet sounds of airport travel.
Switch. Martin will face an EKU lineup that will stay with their starters. And as I scan Martin, they have not made any changes. They throw over the defense, and it was on Sunday. Off-target passes. Good luck.
So
Who you got?
Yeah, Stutz ran out to double team, and they tried to lob it over Eric down low to Taylor, but way too hard.
Third turnover. Who do you have? Denver or Seattle? I got Denver by 3. You don't like Peyton Manning.
I do. I'm over that.
Okay. Here's Stutz down low to Terrius. Uses the shoulder. And it looked like he threw the 5-footer too hard, but hit the back of the right side of the rim. It went in for TJS4.
Looked like he got popped right in the nose as he turned it loose as well, but no call.
Second switch of the lead. Left side, Smith guarded by Lewis with the long arms. Out on the right side to Childs with the dreads and a ponytail. Down to the right side, Smith, best shooter, missed it. Stutz challenge, backside rebound by Cozy, and we've got a tie-up. And they called the foul on Terrius Johnson.
And I'll tell you what I think it was for. At the very end, Terrius kind of pushed off as Taylor and Johnson was
negated, whether they just fell, but that took the ball out of his team's hands on a foul by TJ. Now, Jones driving, lowers the shoulder, missed it, way off. Good job by Stutz. His last challenged inside. Taylor has had 2 double-doubles against EKU in 2 games. Into Newell. They got a double team on him. Low to Taylor. Drop the ball. Goes rolling and picks up the ball and feeds it off to Newell to avoid a turnover. Almost rolled out of bounds with his hands are not great, but he's tough. Newell blows around Cozy to the goal. Good. His cousin Lester Hudson may have shown him how to do that. 5 for Newell.
So quick. He just able to come with a little bit of a crossover move, angle to the right, and get right around Glenn.
Had 3 straight lead switches, 11-10 Martin. We go down to 14-20 in the first half. Lob in the lane to Stutz, corner to Cozy, who has not shot tonight. Had a look at it, didn't take it. Extra share back to where Cozy came from. Missed the 3, but there to rebound. Right side of the goal, put it back in as Eric Stutz, coming off a double-double game, and we're on the teeter-totter here. Teetering back to EKU by 1, 12-11.
And Stutz already with 8 of the 12 EKU points.
Driving, hitch and go dribble. Newell handoff to Smith. Smith with a pair of foul shots. Orlando Williams has come in. He's on him. High left to Oldham. D. Oldham. Cozy blankets him. Skip it over high right to get out of the deep left corner to Newell. 11 to shoot. Goes inside. Shot no, but Taylor there to lay it in off a miss. They have used this mass substitution. I believe it was the EIU game where they used a great comeback by putting new players in. One of them is Christian Taylor. Mike Libo has come in. And the other new player in the contest is Chandler Rowe, a 6'7 freshman. They go zone, which they have been in some tonight. Up by 1. Into the left side corner, Walden. High arms on him by Rowe. Now back to Cozy. Good job by the Martin defense. Eastern trying to find cracks. Step back, look at a 3, didn't take it. Walden, 3 to shoot. Bad pass by Terrius. Telegraphed that, stolen by Oldham and laid in. First lead where either team has gotten separation by more than 2 on a bad pass by Terrius Johnson.
And it was the worst kind because it was out high, out front where it's 1-on-none for the other team.
Skating to an empty goal. Active zone, high hands. Stutz in the paint to Walden. Left wing Orlando, right back to Corey. Eastern hadn't cracked the code. That does. 3 ball, left wing, Williams, good. He had been 2 of 8 from 3 the last 3 games. We're tied for the 3rd time to go along with 5 lead switches. Driving down inside, and a block by Stutz at a travel. As he went
2 look. That time dropped into the 2-3. It opened up the wings a little bit when you've got one less guy out high.
EKU is 5 of 5 inside, 1 of 4 from 3, 6 of 9. Timmy Nip has come in to Williams, rifles a pass. Williams down low to Nip, draws a double team, finds Cozy right wing, tough 25-footer, bottoms.
D. Oldham jumps, puts a hand right in his face. Cozy knocks it down right over top of him.
Glenn Cozy off a 60% three-point shooting trip to the Music City. String music there. Libo lowers the shoulder around Nip. Nip catches him, shoot, miss. Good defense, Nip. Throw across the goal on an offensive rebound. Darnell Spann has a foul on Eric. Out-rebounded in this one. And Chandler Rowe for only foul shots 6 and 7 on the year. Proud of North Central High School in Indianapolis. We've already had in this contest 6 lead switches and 3 ties. Second one no good, and the rebound runs to the corner away from Walden into the hands of the guy wearing blue 2. Away from white 2, Walden by Christian Taylor. And a chance to tie or go ahead and to drive inside. Timmy Nip thought he had ball, but Jeb Hartness said he got body.
Back screen, or down screen, I should say, to pick off Corey Walden.
To the line, Christian Taylor, and he uncorks a mitt. Oh, William over there in London?
No, not that one. Not Elvis either. King James.
Second one no good as well. And Orlando Williams a rebound as Martin goes 1 of 4 from the foul line. Not a bad foul shooting team. EKU has subbed in Isaac McGlone first time. Jeff Johnson as well. This 9 deep rotation at times 10 when Deborah Muff plays, and Orlando Williams has his pocket pick. And the man who picked it got it back, and Williams blocked it, but they say got arm, and I think he did. He got ball first, and then he raked it down. It was not an intentional foul. He went for the block on a nice play by Christian Taylor. See if it works. Clank.
A worm burner in golf. That did not have much trajectory on it.
Clank. Kick into the hands of Williams off the miss.
It's a good scout, ladies and gentlemen.
1 of 6 from the free throw line here of late. But Martin's still only down 2. McGlone has gotten more playing time of late. High right to Cozy, who's hit 1-3, and it was a deep one. They're in that zone, camping 2-3. Skip pass over Cozy. Extra share McGlone, zone buster. Isaac McGlone, 5 of his last 7 3-pointers. Biggest lead of the evening for either team belongs to the home team by 5 after number 5 hits a 3 ball.
That's the thing about zone defense is they can open up shooting alleys.
Newell helped by Johnson for Cozy. High left to Smith, who hadn't had a field goal tonight. Dropped the ball. McGlone had it, and then it squirts away from him out to Jones. To Leibo. He'll shoot from anywhere. Missed it. He's a gunner. Rebound by McGlone. Flip it off the shoulder of Nip, who didn't see it coming, into the hands of the intended target, Cozy. McGlone, extra share. Williams miss. Rebound pulled down Bobby Jones. Jones to Newell. Newell drives on Cozy. Ball tipped away by Williams. They got it back. And then standing on the sidelines, 21-16 EKU. As we near the 10-minute mark. And Cozy has the orange leather angling to the right. Hand off at the hash in front of the Martin bench to Nip to Williams at the head of the key. Go high right, shove off on Jones. Jones hand checks him. Williams takes him in, and finally, after about the 3rd hand check, Jones gets called on that new emphasis of the rules. Graduated in 2011. McGlone to toss it in after the foul on Jones, only their 2nd. Now out to Cozy, high to the left. Works it high right. Gives it off to McGlone. Around to the near side, high left Williams. Between the rings to Cozy. Flat right to Nip. 22 to shoot. EKU 21-16 lead. In a game that's been tight from the start. Cozy, 2 crossover dribbles. Nothing doing. And a pass to
can make those breaks. Backdoor cuts might work.
9.5 minutes to go. First break for Cozy. Walden back in. So Walden and McGlone are the handling guards. Walden 360, spin to the lane, rise and fire from 8 and counted for the first 2, 1,024th of his career. And EKU has been on a 5-0 run here. They were down 15-12, so a big run overall, 11-1, and that's the kind of run that wins ball games for you. Lob low, triple team Taylor. Wow. Orlando Williams didn't like that call as Eastern had a patented perfect
face, but he got an explanation nonetheless.
Shook his head that he disagreed. And Miles Taylor, the benefit, Martin did. And it's been well officiated tonight, but I think Jeff had a point there. Didn't get the call. And Taylor, after misses on 5 of the last 6 by teammates, hits them both, stops at 11-0 run. Full court, Martin pressure, 23-18 Eastern, still in backcourt. McGlone gave it to Walden, gives it back to Walden after he got the return from Corey. And Eastern with 2 to spare across the timeline. Now they match up man-to-man. Down the left, Lewis, who's returned to Walden. High post to Jeff Johnson. Turn and face. Look, nobody open. Over to Walden, high right. Good screen by Johnson. Fan it left side. Lewis down to 9 to shoot. Crossover dribble by Lewis. Lean into a double team. Get up and under and put it in. Nice use of the body by the 6'4" leaper Marcus Lewis for his first two. 25-18 EKU. Deep left side corner. McGlone forces the man baseline and a running 10-footer no good by Oldham. Rebound Lewis across the dividing line. Stop and go dribble. Little scoop off to McGlone. Top of the key to double days. Jeff Johnson holding. Verbal signal to Walden as he hands off to McGlone. Down the right side to Nip. TK with the ball. Dangerous high post bounce to Johnson. Right side to Walden. Walden crossover walk. Kind of stopped as Childs number 6 already. Paired only 5 by Tennessee Martin. Eastern been a little sloppy with the ball tonight.
They can't take advantage of a very good defensive play on the other end by Jeff Johnson to close off the baseline.
Libo bounces it between the rings to Childs. The Martin Skyhawks down 7 here. So we go underneath 8 minutes. Libo double teamed. He can get hot on you. Drives Nip. Got around him. Nip blocked it from behind. Libo grimaces at the official. All ball, says Jeb Hartness. Blocked by Nip, who's good at that. His 12th of the year. 51st of his 3-year career. Lewis goes in, lays it in as they impeded his attempt to dunk. The ball rolled flange and came down, and EKU leads 27-18. And when we come back with 7:29 to go,
maybe 3.
Foul on Childs. Dip at one time they were 3 of 4. They're now 6 of 14. So 3 of their last 10. Marcus Lewis, and the biggest lead. It's a double-figure lead. That's the 15th time now in 22 games that EKU has had a double-digit lead. They lost to North Carolina State and VCU, even though they had double-figure leads. Near tip away. Ball goes backcourt. Last touch by Lewis. Illegal for Smith, who's back in. Works his way left, and a hand check foul on Marcus Lewis. Lewis, who drew a technical all-pro offense, and we saw a good example of that there. And on Marcus, his first foul, team 7th. And that's
Jeff Johnson comes back in. Everin Muff back to the bench.
16-3 run by EKU before that foul shot. And both of them good. So it's 28-20 EKU. Well, that run is what you need in games. And EKU has had it tonight. Now let's see if they can maintain it in the last 7:05 of the first half. Martin hopes to chip away. Near side left, Lewis. Throws it deep in the right corner, Nip. Ball tipped away, and they're out in front again with a good bat away. Picked up and laid in by D. Oldham on a nice play by Terrence Smith. And EKU, uncharacteristic, with 7 turnovers in the first 13 minutes of this game. Martin, as we told you, good plus team in turnover margin, just like EKU. Jeff Johnson finds Nip. Rocker step move, nothing doing on a double team. Walden, right side corner to Johnson, into the lane to Lewis. Tough banker, no good. Right side of the lane from 10. Rebound by Martins Newell. Forecourt to Oldham. 28-22, and Martin making a run after they got outscored 16-3. They've scored 4 in a row. Good defense by McGlone all over Oldham. Where's the 5 call? Number 5 in white, 1-1. Didn't get it. Drive to the cup. Bank high. Off the window and in by Marshawn Newell. 6 in a row by UTM, and a good response here. They're back within 4 after falling down 10.
They're trying to get Cozy, Terrius Johnson, and now Eric Stutz all back in, are the Colonels.
Jeff Johnson, hand off to Walden. High right to Nip. Nip looks low. Nobody there to Jeff Johnson. 13 to shoot to Corey. Fakes, drives, nothing going. Back to Lewis. Shifts gears to the lane. Stripped away. Another quick-handed tip by Smith, who's had 3 steals tonight. 24 for the year coming in. Here's Newell driving. Finding a man on the corner right side. Oldham for the 3 ball, no good. And it looked like Nip rooting out Taylor, even though Nip had good position. Timmy moved the hip into Taylor and got caught. The rebound to the line to earn him that way. He has 6. He's averaged 18 points, 13 rebounds.
Absolutely right. Isaac McGlone just grabbed a hold of him earlier in that play.
19 of 24, now 20 of 25 in 3 games against EKU. And just like that, the Hawks have had their biggest run of the ball game, and 16-3 Colonel run. It started with 11 of 12. It's been answered with 8 in a row. And on your home court, EKU has failed here of late, Sean, to really continue to put distance against teams and try that first half put away. EKU got caught with trying to sub and really couldn't get him in. Didn't use a timeout to do it. And you look up with 5 minutes and underneath to go, and it's a 2-point game. Cozy from 27, good. Shot that from near the ambulance service and hit it.
But you know what? It was a good shot. There was nobody out there on him. He was wide open. He was able to step into it, and he's 2 of 2, both 3-pointers on the night.
He said, hey, I am the number 12 maker of threes in the country. You may want to guard me in NBA range. Good defense by Walden, close to a 5 count. Can't be rewarded off to Smith. He knocks in, and that time, offensive foul. Smith and Lewis battling. Jason 3-4 as we continue our Miami theme. Dwayne Wade. Always endeared to the former Marquette player for some of his collegiate exploits, Dwayne Wade. 31-26. Head of the key, Lewis. High left to Cozy. Fake high, go baseline, contact, no whistle. Missed a running 10-footer. Finds Lewis, who spins baseline. Out top, Walden. Offensive foul on Corey Walden.
I don't mind that call. Unfortunately, Corey.
First half, Walden, who has had boatloads of trouble with fouls, 7 disqualifications this year in 21 games, to the bench. Probably there for the rest of this half. Stop and go dribble Smith, caught on the baseline, finds Oldham, 3-ball in and out. But the rebound by Child slips, got away with a slipping walk, then lost the ball, pulled down by McGlone. Turtles by 5, biggest lead 10, biggest deficit 2. 3:35 at a moving first half clock at AC. Now Terrius fans it high left to Lewis. Top half foul circle, handoff Cozy. Long 3-ball, no good. Terrius had fingernails on it. Kicks high, rebound Smith. Smith with a high pumping dribble, guarded by Lewis. Throw over the defense and a foul and a lay-in by Taylor and an and one. Did they get Stutz? If they did, it's his second. There was another Kirtle in there, and McGlone actually got the reach. First on compared to 4 on the UT 65 now. It is 78-game career. He had only 2 against Eastern Illinois the other day. In a win, got him. He has 11.
And it's 10-4 on personal fouls. We were talking about that a little bit. UT Martin, only 4 fouls called against them.
Lewis in the corner to Stutz, right of the lane. Works his way to paint. Crosses it through the lane to Johnson, and a late whistle by Jeb Hartness on a miss by Terrius at a reach apparently.
Foul picked up by Childs, and it looks like Libo will come in for him.
Here's Terrius' first toss. Good.
I agree.
3:03 of the first half. Kirtles by 3. Johnson makes it 4. Boy, he has really improved his foul shooting. There was one time when these guys have to hit 14 straight foul shots to leave practice last year. He was always the last out of the gym, not this year. Libo, who can get hot in a moment, throws it to cheerleader C. Saved in, though, by Taylor over the shoulder to Stutz of Eastern, who dishes it off to McGlone. Comes through Atlanta rush hour traffic to Cozy to Stutz for the lay-in.
That is how you do it. You get down, make quick, fast, decisive passes. You're going to find an open man in transition.
35-26, EKU by 6. Big lead 10. Here's a tip away by Stutz over the back of Taylor, but it reels back out to the man who gave it to him, and they cross it near side. Smith tipped away by McGlone.
I'm not sure the foul. Well, he signals that he...
A discussion with Jeb Hartness, who will give him a clinic discussion of why that was a foul. And the foul shot, no good. 9 EKU. Biggest deficit 2, biggest lead 10.
If you're wondering why Cozy gets to talk to the official, he's always one of the captains.
Second one good by Smith. He has 4 all from the foul line. Last 2 games, he has been shooting dead-eye. He had 22 last game out, and the lost to SIU Edwardsville at home, 35-30 Eastern. Right baseline Stutz, who's in double figures for the 36th time in his career. Now to Lewis into the lane to Terrius, and they crossed it through the EKU. And boy, I've not seen EKU with this many turnovers and a half in a long time. 9 turnovers. They only average 10.3 a game. In the weave, Smith lowers his shoulder into Lewis. Triple team. Find an opening in Newell. Extra step through 3 Kirtles. Missed the layup. Rebound by Stutz on the outlet. Tipped away. And Cozy pitches it away from 2 Hawks. Finds Lewis down the lane. Finger roll good. Good find, Cozy. Basket, Lewis. Eastern almost lost that one, but instead they lead by 7.
Good recovery by Cozy to get back to that ball.
Smith leans, fires a tough shot. No, Stutz a rebound. for Eric Stutz. Rebound number 3 to equal Cozy for Team High Honors. Up to Glenn through McGlone. Down to the baseline and running in, catching, scoring is Johnson. Eastern gets out in it. Variety.
UT Martin missed a few.
11. 39-30 EKU. Last time the Colonels got separation to 10, Martin had a run. That was with about 7 minutes to go in the half. Newell, Lester Hudson's cousin. Lester, of course, and a bad pass by Libo. What you're going to get with Mike Libo. He can be tremendous, and he averages 19 and a half in 4 games against EKU. He has not scored tonight. 1 minute first half. 19 minutes in the book of this 40-minute tilt. McGlone off the right wing, stripping cords again. Isaac's got his college confidence going now, and the biggest lead of the night on this EKU run of 11-1. It's their second 11-1 run in the game. McGlone with good help there, hedging, and they throw it through the lanes, croquet style of Taylor through the legs. Libo extra step, and a finger rolled an air ball.
Walks off with only 30 points. KH. Well, not the H, that's nothing unusual, but with a K instead of a C.
Underneath a half minute, 42-30 EKU. Slowly separating for the second time for their biggest lead, and it's been runs that have done it. 2 11-1 runs to answer an 8-0 run sandwiched in between. Game clock down to 13 in the first half. Ball in the hands of Cozy. We saw Isaiah Cannon do this a lot. Glenn will pass, baseline, Terrius, fall away 3 air ball, but Walden had a hand on it. No Lewis make that, and just coverly.
Terrence Smith just takes the ball
and Cozy, and Martin comes back with their starters as well. Oldham, Smith, Childs, Newell, and Taylor. Top scorer for Eastern, Stutz with 10. Johnson had 8, but Terrius, who'd had only 13 turnovers on the year, made 4 in the first half of this one. And he's got it baseline, shot, blocked, but body from behind on D. Oldham, his first. There weren't many fouls called on back there where Martin went 11 of 17.
And I actually like it at halftime where we sit. A lot of times one of the referees or a couple of them will come, so hopefully they caught that.
Terrius Johnson now 5 of 5. He's hit 13 straight foul shots, now 14. Bears repeating, he was 36 of 17 last year. Eastern's been on a 13-1 run since the game was 37-30, and actually since it was a 2-point game, biggest lead at 14. Driving baseline is Smith, who has 4 points but no field goal. Good defense by Lewis, but they got it down to Miles, into the corner to Newell. Newell finds Childs, good extra share, top to Smith. 3 ball, front rim, no. Tip across the rim, no. Caught backside, near side left by D. Oldham, and he put it in. Good active hands down low for UTM. They pull within a dozen.
Well, they were basically uncontested down there. No, only one Colonel even in the area of the rim to rebound.
Cozy, or Walden through the lane, baseline to Terrius, good cross to Stutz. Childs bangs, knocks him around. Stutz into Taylor, and it went in. Eric Stutz has a dozen, 36 double-figure games. Stutz had 3 rebounds in the first half, but Eastern back up by a game-high 14. Newell throws a baseline, Taylor. 12-footer good by Miles Taylor, who has 13. He's been in double figures 65 times in his career. The number 9 all-time scorer at Martin at 1,159 heading into this game. Colonels by a dozen. So we just started half number 2 here at AC. 18-16 in the game. Walden to the paint. Good bounce to Stutz. He gets tripped up, dishes it to Terrius, flips it off the window, no good, but a whistle sounds. Jeb Hartness, your referee, says it's on Terrence.
250, and he absolutely flopped like he was the littlest point guard on the floor.
Best effort of the year in a game by EKU, 12 of 12. And Terrius needed rim for about the first time tonight. It goes in. 16th double-figure game in his 2-year career. 7th this year. 48-34 Eastern. 2 minutes in to the second half. Baseline pull up from 12. No good. Flying in rebound Walden, but he stepped on the end line. He knew he was. Darnell Spann sitting right on top of it.
Did Walden have that sleeve on his left elbow in the first half?
I didn't know that he did. He's got the haircut about 3 weeks ago. Good crossover, Childs to the lane. By teammate Newell. 3 ball, no good. 2 rim bounces. Rebound by Stutz. They go after him. He goes outlet to Lewis. Splits the court down to Johnson to Walden. Walden gets in the air over to Glenn. Catch, release, miss. Rebound, Lewis had a touch, and he taps it backcourt to Walden. Away from Oldham, who was trying to run out over to Glenn again. He won't miss this time. 3 threes for Cozy, 9 points. At Eastern by 17, the biggest of the night.
Eastern was able to pull the UT Martin guards out, fighting for that loose ball that left him with a 5-on-3.
Childs between the rings, running out to get it on a catch is Smith. Spin the lane around Lewis. Lewis fouled him, ball rolls in. On a spinning 11-footer in the lane. On a nice play there. From the field in the last 2 games, 15 and 19. He had been 0 of 3, though, in the first half tonight.
Got a little nice hot streak going.
Trying to re-energize this great game. He missed 10 games early last year and redshirted in 2012 as well with an injury. 3-point play, 3 minutes into the second half. Skyhawks back within 14 of the Maroons. Jump stop move to the lane, Lewis. Taylor flops again. No acting classes here, and Lewis put it in. 9 for Marcus. Brother Antoine played at IUPUI from 01 to 03. 53-37 Eastern, and a whistle. Stutz and Taylor battling, and I think they're going to get Stutz holding Taylor. We've heard also Corey Rogers at GRC, basketball and football player, and here's a foul on Jeff Johnson just coming in as they get it to Taylor. And back to Corey for a second, in defensive line, and he was a good basketball player in college, so there are guys that can go both ways at a high level. On the inbounds, Cozy tipped it away, but it falls right back into the hands of the intended receiver, Newell. Good bounce across the lane as they sliced Oldham baseline. He got to the cup on a pretty give by Marshawn Newell. Gave it a 14-point Colonel lead with 16:20 and the clock moving down.
Risky pass, but it worked out nicely.
Cozy deep left corner along his own bench. Got it back from Lewis. Flings it up and in. That's a dozen for Glenn. He scored every game as a Colonel. And Glenn Cozy up to 1,897 points between junior college and Division I.
Jeff Johnson got just a piece of a back screen there and was able to leave Cozy open.
Eastern runs double team, and Johnson flips it over his ear to Lewis, who has to save it in. Hits the bottom of the net to Cozy, and he misses. That would have been fun. Jeff Johnson, great defensive play. Colonels can't cash in for a 20-point lead. Here's a tip away by Cozy. Goes up in front. He's got Lewis behind him, and he dropped the ball as he went to pass.
I think Cozy was going to go off the back. And Eric Stutz. Stutz hasn't missed a shot yet. 6 of 6.
Cozy 4 of 8, but 4 of 7 from 3. Boy, that last play for the 12th turnover almost was going to be a highlight with Lewis running behind Glenn, and Glenn knew it, but lost the handle. Eastern appears to be in a zone. They are a 2-3 zone. Walden playing the wing. Out high, Lewis and Cozy. Stutz roams the paint. Driving Newell. Jump stop around Stutz. Nice body English. And banks it in. Marshawn Newell with 9. 1 point away from his 16th double figure, but he hadn't been in double figures the last 2 games. Averaging 6.5. 56-41 EKU.
Martin has gone man-to-man.
Walden corner to Stutz. They played a bit of man tonight. Now Stutz. Whistle away from the ball, hold on Smith, and he was trying to hold Your head coach Jason James will put him on the bench. Jason James, a graduate of Graceland University. Know where that is?
I would assume Memphis.
Nope. Good guess, though. That's the Graceland Donut Shop. That's Graceland University in Iowa. 14:40 to go in the game. Eastern by 15.
Mike Petticord territory.
Hand off to Walden, who's the executive producer of the network. Walden uses the window, misses. Stutz anticipation, had a hand on the rebound, but could never pull it in. And now here comes Martin across the timeline. Childs stole him down 15 with under 15 minutes to go in the contest here. EKU trying to go 6-3 in the Valley. Send Martin to 2-7. 7-17 overall. Be the 15th win of the year if Eastern gets it. Taylor driving on Stutz. Walton helps. And foul on Stutz. Scout tonight, but assistant in year 2, Rodney Crawford. One more for double threes. Give him a point. He's up to 15. His average 15.2. Now Marcus Lewis facing a double team. It'll bounce him backcourt Walden. Long pass forecourt at the hash to Cozy. Far side, down the left side to Jeff Johnson. Pump fake, the senior out top to Walden. And Eastern will settle in offensively. Walden with only 2 tonight in the scoring column. Others have gotten inside. Carius Johnson has been to the foul line 8 times. Carius to Jeff, thought about a 3. Into the lane to Carius. Spin it corner to Cozy, 5 to shoot. Glenn knows it. 3 to shoot. Rises. Tough one. Is that going in? You bet it is. Glenn Cozy drawing rain and drawing 3. 16-point Colonel Lee.
I didn't even think about hitting rim. I mean, that was unbelievable.
A raindrop to the gutter. And driving in Childs. Finger roll, no. Tip across the lane by Newell, no. Here's Walden. Off to Lewis. Here's the jam we've been waiting for. Jam on the slam of the home biscuit for Marcus Lewis. His 56th dunk as a leaping Maroon. And Eastern has an 18-point lead. And the timeout.
I almost wore one myself. I'm glad I left.
Colonels have TSU here at the end of the season. They still have 2 games to play against Tech. If you look at standings, the schedule softens for EKU. They've already played Murray, Belmont twice, and Moorhead 1. Next is SEMO on Saturday night. Underneath 13 minutes, Newell penetrates 2. Finds Libo back in. The left-handers missed another one. He's 0 for 5. Colonel's out in front to Lewis, and he'll jam again, and that one was quick and hard down through the hole. Back-to-back dunks, and EKU leads by 20. 13 for Marcus. His 12th double-figure game of the season. Libo right side, who hasn't been able to draw iron. He had 32 when they came this way against Moorhead a couple of weeks ago. You never know about Mike Libo. He can be the best on the court, or sometimes just not his night. He wants the ball, but Newell drives at hand check on TJ. Carius Johnson with 12 points tonight. Cozy with 50. Eric Stutz on the bench with 14 plus to play with his 3rd foul. Trouble getting it in. They get it in to Libo.
And it times out well because Taylor's on the bench.
Libo forcing up a tough 8-footer and hit it. He glanced back at the official thinking he was fouled. So Libo gets in the score column with 12:04 to go. Libo, by the way, has taken more 3-pointers than any active player in the OVC. And only 9 other players in the history of the OVC have taken more 3s. Lewis crosses it through to Muff. He laid it in off a Lewis give, and Devrin scores. His cousin, Colonel Lee.
Good finish by Muff. He only had 15-4.
Here, Devrin Muff, who gets his first 2. Trying to complete the 3, and Devrin's foul shot rolls off. First miss of the night. Devrin's foul shooting this year has been not good. 5 of 16. 65-45 Colonels. They play D with 11:40 to go.
That's the first free throw miss of the night for Eastern.
Yeah, Eastern have been 9 for 9, so their only perfect free throw game of the season will be against Wisconsin. Here's Libo pulling up and barely getting it to the rim. He's one now for break your back, or he'll break his own team's back at times. And he has not found the range tonight.
He's not getting any lift on his shots. He's not jumping. I mean, you could stick a Waco phone book under his feet on his jump shots tonight.
And that's not Waco, Texas. That's Waco, Madison County, Kentucky. Skip pass from far left to the right to Cozy. The inline not guarded. He finds Terrius. Extra share to Walden. Walden in trouble. Finds Cozy back left wing. Long ball 3. No good. Comes to Walden. Make him work for this. No, Walden going to go down. Got grabbed. Still gets to the goal. Ryan Parsons, one of the walk-ons, pumping his fist because we've got...
He's making an effort to get in the way of Corey Walden. He couldn't believe it. That's why he hesitated, I think.
67-45 EKU. Biggest lead now at the 23. And EKU has a 23-point lead. At halftime, it was 42-30, so EKU has just added to it. And you can see why they're one of the worst and bad pass across. Right now, EKU 68, and we got 10:50 to go. Playing with Nip, Jeff Johnson. Orlando Williams, first time this half, has entered. And it's Walden and Cozy. Lynn, who has 15, all from long. Lynn Cozy, by the way, tonight 5 of 9. They run it down low to Nip. Uses the body. Finds Walden. He'll drive in around Libo, who may have got him on the arm. And
to try to finish.
Walden will leave. McGlone in for him. Isaac is buried. Pair of 3s tonight, and he is 6 of his last 8 from distance. Newell drives, tipped away by Williams. He picks it up. Cozy scoots up ahead, and he is grabbed. That could be intentional. They're not going to call it that way, but I can guarantee you, first time tonight, DeMar. I agree. Here's Cozy to the line. Glenn's first foul shot of the night. EKU is career total of 156. Second one no good. You can hear him say off from over here. EKU drops on D off the Cozy miss. The number one foul shooter in the OVC. Here's Libo dropping the dribble. Fortunately falls in the hands of Oldham. He'll clear it out high to DeMarc Richardson. He'll drive in, scoop it and miss it, and a good flying inside rebound by Williams to take it away from a better position Skyhawk. Up by 24. I don't want to say Martin's quit, but there's not a lot of gas in their tank right now, Sean.
No, there's not a lot of hustle.
EKU scored 6 in a row, and since it was 56-43, they've gone on a 13-2 run. Here's Orlando Williams from long, no good. DeMarc Richardson, the rebound out of Memphis, Tennessee. Up to Libo. He'll fire it up and miss it. Rebound hit the bottom of the backboard by D. Oldham, and he was fouled when he went back up. May have been why he hit the bottom of the backboard. Libo now 1 of 8. Libo was one of 2 Martin kids that EKU. And Mike has had big games against EKU, but not tonight. 30 in the game, 69-46 EKU. Those games an average above 12 now the last 6 games. And EKU leads it by 22. It was 12 at halftime. 3 big runs here tonight, the difference. Cozy, the lane splits. They put Javier Martinez in for the first time, so I think Jason James's substituting pattern indicates something here tonight, Sean, with 9:10 to go. Jeff Johnson, all covered up, gets it off to Cozy as the count reaches 4. Now Cozy stop and go dribble, reach in foul. Rick Shoulders with the call.
Cozy got bailed out of back.
2 to go. Well, EKU well on their way to what would be their 11th double-figure win. It's Cozy foul. 70-47. When the Colonels score over 70, they're 12-2 this year. Bottom of nation.
Historic comeback.
18 for Cozy to lead all scores. Taylor has 15 for Martin, 12 by Oldham. Eastern has 13 Lewis, 12 Johnson. That's Carius Johnson, 12 Stutz. It'll be tough to pick the player of the game tonight. Good back door. Around Nip goes Libo, and the reverse layup good for the 4th point for Mike Libo. 70-49. Now, Libo can light you up. He hit 5 straight threes in just over 4 minutes against Presbyterian. So you cannot rest up by 22 with Libo on the court. If he got hot, it could cause problems. Pick and roll. Stutz got grabbed on the arm and missed the shot. Taylor got away with a monkey bar on that arm. He grabbed him. And a drive by Newell, nothing. Out to Libo. Step to the lane. Jump stop. Miss it from 7. Complain to the official. Rebound Stutz. Out to Lewis. Drive around Newell. Finger roll and score. Pretty play by Marcus Lewis. 15 for ML. 72-49 Eastern. We go underneath 8 minutes.
I think Richardson was in damage control on the defensive end. He wasn't ready for Lewis to finger roll it.
Richardson shoves off on Lewis to Taylor. Corner to another new player in, Bobby Jones. Throw away, stolen by Nip. Bring it up to Williams. Williams alley-oops it to Lewis for the jam. Put strawberry preserves on that jam. 17 for Lewis and 3 dunks. Love your brother, Orlando Williams.
Just hoping to get that on the old replay board.
Supporters of the power of maroon.
Shooting a season high 64.3%. Colonels lead at 75-49. 3 recent dunks by Lewis has him up to 17. His second best scoring effort as a Colonel. They run double team trap. Flip it into the corner to Libo. Extra share to Bobby Jones. Jones into the corner to Newell. 7 to shoot. Step back 3. No good, Newell. Hand on it by Williams. Good hustle by Orlando. Jump ball out of bounds.
High up, but I know you hate that because he does.
McGlone has come back in. Lewis, Carius Johnson, Stutz, and Orlando Williams. In deep left quarter to D. Oldham with 12 tonight. Drives McGlone, steps him away behind the foul line. Hand off of the weave to Richardson, who comes to get it. DeMarc Richardson shifts it left to Newell. Lester Hudson's Cousin over to the long ball shooting D. Oldham. Shot no good, and the ball rolls off the hand. Up 26. Going to go 15-7 on the year, 8-1 at home. Only Murray got him, and Murray controlled him here in their only meeting of the year. Drive, Newell, charge. He drove right over top of Terrius Johnson, who's played well tonight. Fifth charge take Memphis. His cousin Lester was the OVC Athlete of the Year and Basketball Player of the Year twice. And they got him to the OVC title one year, and then they didn't win the tournament, went to the NIT.
He was a pretty good player.
Well, he was great. 22nd year in the OVC. They've won the title once, but never been to the NCAA. Good no-look by Williams to Terrius. Banner right corner to Lewis. He shoots to equal his career high, misses. Backside rebound, Orlando Williams. 5 for Orlando, and I love the way he's played tonight. EKU ups the lead to 77-49, up by 28. Driving in, Richardson, nothing to Childs. No look inside, step in front, steal. Stutz up to Lewis. How about dunk number 4? It's a windmill. It's down through the hole. That's 19 on the give by Stutz. He wound that one up like an old cuckoo clock. 79-49 Turtles.
This has turned into the Marcus Lewis dunk contest tonight.
Well, one team hadn't gotten back a bit, and one of the worst defenders of the points or shots in the country in Eastern. Here's Lewis using the leg. Well, EKU is going to win their 10th in injuries or sickness have riddled him. So with 5:37 to go, Stenzel into the contest.
You hate that especially because
he was a great player for Roland Weirwilly down with the Mountaineers. First foul shot good. Out of one more coming for Childs. This one rims out, but Taylor tipped it across the lane to a teammate off the Childs miss. And down 29 to drive inside and a wraparound up and under and good by Oldham, who has 14. 79-52 now. EKU with big runs in this game. McClone and Stenzel. Stutz, Williams, and Terrius Johnson. 5:15 until this one goes in the books. Win number 15. And for Jeff Neubauer, win number 158. McClone a 3-ball. He hadn't missed lately, and he hadn't missed tonight. He's 3 for 3 from deep. He has 9. His third highest scoring game as a Colonel at 11-2 games ago against TSU. Ball off the hands of Taylor into the hands of Childs to avoid a turnover. By the way, the Colonels only 2 turnovers this half. Martin 7. And right now, points off turnovers, 21-13 Eastern. And turnover margin between the best 2 turnover margin teams belonging to EKU. Richardson throws it deep left corner. Childs releases a 3 and rattles it in. Justin Childs with his first field goal, 4th point out of New Orleans, Louisiana. Same area that Jeff Neubauer grew up in. Jeff from Slidell, Louisiana. EKU leading right now by 27. It was 12 at halftime. They were in a deficit early, but here's a Taylor running into Stutz and 0.2%. Eric Stutz with 4:12 to go. He has 12. He had 10 at halftime, and with 19. Here comes Devin Muff back in. Stutz second shot is good as from the foul line, 15 of 17. Only one missed by Cozy, one missed by Muff tonight. At 88.2%. They've been tremendous from the foul line most of the year. May win them a game when it counts in March. 4 minutes left, 84-55 Eastern. Eastern emptying its bench. Here's a drive, and Muff slid underneath, barely. Justin Childs. And on Muff, his first foul. 3:53 to go in the game. Colonels lead by.
Oh, the sweet sounds of airport travel.
Lets them down. That's why they're 7-16.
It's explosive, but explosive in the wrong way.
His team down 29. 2 foul shots for Childs. Front rim at 14 by Oldham. 15 by Taylor on the other side. 4 Colonels in double figures. Lewis with 19. Cozy with 18. Second one no good. Williams had a hand on it, but the rebound pulled down by Smith, who comes back in with 4 fouls, thrown away by Childs, but Smith saves another Martin turnover, drives it on McClone, and Isaac strips him. Corey Walden and Marcus Lewis as well. 3:41 in the game into Childs, catch and release, missed the 3. Jeff Johnson a tip into the hands of McClone, who tipped it across the baseline, fell into the hands of Miles Taylor, and he has 17 as he puts it in. They run full court pressure with 3:27 to go. McGlone driving up the sidelines. Oldham draped all over him. Malone will back it away. EKU leaves Stenzel in, along with Nip, McGlone, Williams, and Johnson. Now Jeff Johnson turns and faces. Guarded by the big guy, Taylor. Handoff to Nip. Double twos for three, no good. Ball runs to the corner. Nobody touched. 84-58 EKU.
Quick update for you. Tennessee Tech now leads Tennessee State 32-26 in Cookeville. 4:02 to play in the first.
That on the EKU Bookstore scoreboard. Here, Kirtles by 26. Loop it inside, and Stenzel fouls. Guy wearing number 1 in white. Got underneath number 1. The Sweet 16, his 8th grade year and his senior year. His brother Bopper plays.
Hoping that is not an issue I'll have to deal with. 3 girls is plenty.
Both foul shots good by D. Oldham.
Have to sell a kidney or something just to pay to build a bigger house.
84-60 underneath 3 minutes. Kirtles shooting at 63.8%. The best total since Cincinnati Christian College, November of 2010 when they won 91-27. And Orlando Williams has the ball knocked. Rick Shoulders bounces the ball to Robbie Stenzel. Brings it up the near sidelines to Jeff Johnson into the hands of Isaac McGlone. Handoff to Jeff Johnson. High pumping dribble, back to McGlone, 8 to shoot. Isaac drives, gets inside, finds Nip on the wing. 4 to shoot, behind a back Nip. He takes it in, and he's fouled with 2 on a reach by Childs.
And he went to pass, so he got bailed out on that one.
He had a guy camping on the left scoring table along with 5 new Martin Skyhawks. Nip misses the foul.
Which number is it?
I got Pierre Mopo in, number 11.
I have Omari Minor.
Oh, yeah, I got him down here. He was a starter 49 times. Both foul shots missed by Nip. He stays scoreless. Omari Minor started 9 games last year, 49 in his career, but the senior hadn't played much, but he's in there now with 2:05 to go. Kirtles in a zone. Muff kicks the ball. Then it rolled out of bounds, offerings to the go to break by the Love Connection host. Into the corner, long 3, good by Bobby Jones, and the reserves are making this look better in the paper for Martin. Martin has now scored 8 in a row as Eastern has emptied his bench. Parsons to Muff, fan it high right to Tommy Matthews out of Maryland. Over to Williams, high left to Stenzel. Robbie holding. Omari Minor on him, good screen by Muff. Stenzel drives, finds Orlando Williams in a corner, and he drills a 3 off the Stenzel assist. Robbie with 12 assists, only 3 turnovers. 8 for Orlando's played well tonight.
Orlando actually looked down and made sure his feet were behind the arc.
Eastern 64.5% from the field. Long 3, good again by Bobby Jones. Where have you been, Bobby Jones? Pair of 3s. 87-66, 21-point lead. As Parsons walks it to forecourt with 1:05 to go. Now to Matthews in the weave to Orlando. Off high left to Stenzel. Back to Williams. Williams drives, splits 2, jump stop off the window, no whistle, got his own miss and put it in. Orlando Williams with double figures for the 33rd time. It is 2-year Eastern, 2-year Miami career. And now the hot Bobby Jones with his team down 89-66. If the Kirtles score 1 more point, it will be the 5th time a team has scored over 90 against Martin, and they're 0-4 in the previous ones. When Eastern wins, here's another 3. That one in and out by Jones. Rebound by Stenzel, throwing it into Parsons. Somebody may not get a trillion because of that. The old walk-on number to when you get in, play a minute or more, and don't get a shot up, and Eastern will dribble it out. Good win here tonight, Sean, for Eastern Kentucky.
Solid, came out, shot well, took care of business. Like we said earlier with the under 4 media timeout, except for that one little burst from UT Martin. This was all Colonels all night. Domination.
Best shooting performance of the year. When they do that, they're going to win. They're 7-1 plus 50, 10-1 when they outshoot an opponent. Buster Sound at 7-17, 2-7 in